In Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious has two massive confrontations with two of the most powerful Jedi that have ever lived in Star Wars. The first one being when he was outed as the Sith Lord Darth Sidious by Mace Windu and a group of other Jedi Masters. With the help of Anakin Skywalker, he ultimately came out on top, killing every single one of the Jedi Masters, killing 3 of them though nearly instantaneously, and choosing to toy with Mace Windu until Skywalker arrived. This is why later, when Yoda hears about this and realizes just how powerful Darth Sidious is, he goes into his engagement with Sidious with a plan in which he believes will ultimately destroy Darth Sidious, fearing the impossible, that the Sith Lord may be more powerful than the Grand Master. Before Yoda chose to engage Darth Sidious, he meditated and fall deep into the Force, trying to decide the best way in which to attack the Sith Lord, a Sith Lord that he knew next to nothing about combatively other than he had just killed Mace Windu. This is why what Yoda ultimately determined was he needed to be extremely aggressive during the duel, and especially the opening moments of the duel, in hopes that in his aggressive style he could assess the power and skill of the Dark Lord. The first lightsaber move that Yoda uses against Darth Sidious is known as the Hawk-Bat Swoop, and is described in Jedi journals as being an extremely aggressive maneuver in order to take a superior opponent off guard. This instantly shows us Yoda's mindset, and that in this moment at least, he does believe Darth Sidious to be the superior combatant. Thus why he enters the lightsaber duel swiftly and powerfully. The Hawk-Bat Swoop was a popular technique used by Yoda, and was typically used by an exceptionally fast duelist. In truth, Yoda actually used the same opening maneuver against Dooku, however Dooku did not handle it as well as his master, with Yoda in his own mind gauging the same strength that Dooku had and comparing it to that of Darth Sidious, both impressed and terrified with how easily Sidious seemed to bat the lightsaber move away. Following this, as Yoda engaged Darth Sidious on the Senate platform, he engaged another lightsaber technique that he had used, but one that he implemented less often, as this lightsaber form was more difficult and dangerous. It is known as a saber swoop, and involves short strikes aimed at your opponent, with the intention of nicking your opponent and being as quick as possible, with no one strike being a killing blow. To the utter and complete shock of Yoda though, Darth Sidious matched every single blow he levied his way. It was Yoda's main goal during the altercation to take Sidious out as quickly as possible, and to use what he believed his superior speed against Sidious. In these opening moments of the duel, Yoda realized something about his adversary, that he was less refined and precise with his lightsaber than many Jedi that Yoda himself had trained. However, Sidious was simply too powerful in the Force and was too physically augmented that he was able to bat away every single swipe by Yoda. Sidious was an amazing lightsaber duelist not because he was inherently a great duelist, but because his Force abilities were unrivaled, being faster than maybe even Yoda himself. As a last effort to try and cut down Darth Sidious, Yoda brings Form 4 Ataru to its greatest extent. But again, to his utter shock and surprise, Sidious matches him blow for blow. It's at this point in the movie where we ultimately cut away. However, we learn that Darth Sidious ultimately chooses to throw his lightsaber away, and to keep Yoda at a distance using his use of the Force, as Yoda quickly surmises that Darth Sidious is the more powerful Force user. However, Yoda ultimately also determines that he is the superior duelist, which is why Sidious throws his lightsaber away utterly and decides to use his use of the Force against Yoda. So in some strange way, the plan that Yoda actually had against Darth Sidious worked, as Yoda proved to Sidious that he was in fact the superior duelist, something that Sidious little cared for, as again the Dark Lord was far more focused on his gifts with the Force than with the lightsaber, and simply used the lightsaber as an insult to the Jedi. But what are your guys' thoughts on this, and the lightsaber moves that Yoda used against Darth Sidious in their duel in Revenge of the Sith, and how Yoda's plan was ultimately successful, although he would lose the duel in the end? If you guys have enjoyed this analysis, I would really appreciate it if you could take the time to leave a like on the video, as it helps out way more than you realize. As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.